musician.
Okay.
And he claimed that his grandparents escaped Nazi Germany and blah, 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 blah. Now, I didn't just hear what was on the air, but it said now he's saying that he joked about it.
Wow. And then now he's not allowed to go back to any RNC events or.
Yeah.
So there's just certain things you don't joke about or play around with or lie about.
The Tower. You
Yeah.
know, who was the actor on really a pretty cool show, The League. And back in the day before you, we had a couple of the League actors on.
Okay.
Did you ever see The League?
No.
It's about fantasy football. I think that was the name of it.
Okay.
And one of the actors on it lied that a family member went down with the tower, or he was in the tower.
Oh.
I don't remember the whole story. Allegedly, just so I can't be sued.
There you go.
And yeah, so he fibbed.
Wow.
Why lie about stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes out.
It all comes out.
What's in the dark always comes to light.
That's definitely true. Ryan Jensen,
Yeah.
21-day practice now.
Activated the practice squad.
Well, he can practice for up to 21 days. You're going to use him in the run against Dallas?
You got to. You got to stay alive. And can he do it all by himself? Like, can he just be like just one guy up there, just Brady?
He's Stretch Armstrong. So what they're going to do, because he's been working on this over the past couple months, okay?
Yeah.
He is Stretched Jensen. So what they're going to have, both tight ends grab, like the tight end on the left, we'll
like
hold
rugby.
his right. We'll,
Yeah,
we'll,
like the scrum.
We'll hold his left arm,
Yeah.
and then Rob Gronkowski, when they re-sign him on the right, will hold the right, and then they'll just stretch him out. Let's be honest, they miss Ryan Jensen.
For sure.
They and I don't know Ryan's in locker room. Is he in the locker room? Has he been in the locker room? But they miss his attitude,
right.
his presence, everything about it, and you can see that. You know, they don't have it. There's nothing you can do. He got injured early, you know, in training camp. But losing all three of those guys, you know, has been awful.
Yeah.
Happy for Cappa. Big game on Monday night. Big game. I believe it's Cincinnati versus Buffalo.
Okay.
It was cool seeing Alex when he was in town, by the way.
Yeah, it was great to see Alex. Awesome.
And I thought it was funny you didn't know the other guest.
I didn't recognize him. Look, you cut your hair. And
He
you
lost
lose
half a person.
75 pounds. He looked great. Looked like he's really taking care of
And
himself.
just so it's not a personal conversation, Ali Marpet stopped by
did.
to catch up with Alex Cappa and myself.
And you know, unlike J.J. Watt, you know, maybe retiring because it's the end of a career, you know, Ali walked away in his prime. You know, he was right there, and he said, you know what, this isn't right for me. Like, it's not good for my mind, my future, my safety. And so he walked away in his prime, and he looks great. He looks really, really good.
And back to what we were talking about in the first hour, big ups to him. But who are we to tell him to walk away, whether it's him or J.J. Watt or anybody else?
Andrew Luck did the same thing.
And who are we to say, no, stay?
Right.
No, walk away. It's up to them. It's up to them to make a decision.
Sure.
I'm curious about something.
Okay.
I try not to get too controversial. I do want to talk about Tua, by the way. So I want to bring that back up.
Concussion protocol.
So somebody put a photo up, and you know me, I had to respond. Some of our athletes that were taken from us.
Okay.
And it was a picture, and Stefan wasn't in it, and he added plus Stefan. I can't think of who were some of the athletes that passed away.
This year?
Anthony Johnson was in the photo.
Yeah. Is it all combat sports or all sports?
I think it was mostly combat sports. So can
Okay.
you think of anybody else? Because I can't think of the photo.
Elias Theodoro.
All right, it was Elias. It was Anthony Johnson.
Yep. Rumble.
It was David, Frank, Clark, Johnson, Smith. What's his name? The Power Ranger.
Oh yeah.
David.
Yeah. I don't
okay.
know. I'm not a Power Ranger.
And it was, I knew Jason. Jason has been on my show.
He was a legit martial artist, right?
He was legit.
Yeah.
He sent me a gift that is in my personal studio, which is pretty cool. It's of all the Power Rangers, signed by him. It's really pretty cool. So it's going to be shocking when I say what I'm about to say. Okay? I said that photo, I agree with that photo, except for Jason shouldn't be in it.
Because he took his own
Because he took his own life.
And Twitch from Ellen's show.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I don't even, he wasn't in the photo, but same
Okay.
thing. To me, I don't combine the two. So this person came back, and he did mention Stefan by name, but he said, you don't think the steroids had anything to do with? Of course it did, in my opinion.
What Stefan?
Well, yeah, with Stefan. You know, if you have a heart attack or something like that, it's Come on.
I don't know about that.
Absolutely.
I don't.
It may not have been a direct, but it could have been an indirect. When you take steroids, you're doing something to
Well,
your
we don't know.
body.
It could have been a COVID vaccine complication. I mean,
It
people
could
are,
have.
people are dying left and right.
It could have, and that's not what I'm saying. I
Journalists
argue
in the World Cup are just collapsing on the field. And, I mean, we don't know.
we don't know, and that's why all I said was that is not the same as you taking your own life,
Right, no question.
of you being selfish and basically ruining your family's life because you couldn't seek help
Yeah.
or ask for help
For sure.
or reach out for help. I still have not gotten back to, even though they've texted me a couple times, the military suicide podcast.
Yeah, why aren't you going to do that? Oh, and Captain Kelly got me a Navy hat so I can start wearing a veteran hat like you have.
I will personally punch you in the face.
No, we are equal now.
No, we're not. We're
I
not.
just served my duty. I was out on a ship out to sea. I was out for a full week in the Bahamas and Jamaica.
You are an idiot.
What's the difference between what you did and what I did?
First of all, I worked on the ship.
I mean, I
you
was
didn't
there.
eat at the buffet.
I did, but I paid my dues. I spent my time at sea.
You didn't pay your dues.
I was out of the ship.
I honestly, with how fragile you are, and I don't want to make light of mental, health. As fragile mentally as you are, you couldn't last 6 months
On a boat?
on a boat.
Well, it took me, my ADD kicked in about day 2. And I'm like, can I get off this damn boat? I mean, it was like, it's torture for me because I couldn't go anywhere.
Exactly. You know what?
I was stuck.
I was in the military, 4 years active, reserves, 6 years maybe, 7 years. I don't remember. The worst 2 days of my entire military career. Okay, the worst 2 days. Not how I was treated. I told you that a guy reached out on Facebook. He wanted to meet and apologize for how he treated me like crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. He was
Okay. A little remorse, like-
down in Miami.
You on a deathbed and you wanted to clear
Pretty
his
much.
conscience?
That's what he said.
Yeah, okay.
He was going on Miami on a cruise, but he's on his deathbed. and he wanted to, feel better about himself. I said, I wouldn't walk across the street, not alone drive to Miami, to make you feel better. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you did what you did. I got through it.
Right.
All of that, all the hazing, all the bull crap, all the absolute worst 2 days of my 6+ years of being in the military. It's called a fast cruise.
Okay.
We were in Newport, Rhode Island. The ship, no, I think we might have been in Boston still. And coming out of rehaul, and we redid the whole ship so that we could do one cruise and then decommission it. Our government makes a lot of sense. So what we did, it's called a fast cruise. It's where you pretend to be underway.
What do you mean?
You pretend. You go through the motions for 48 hours. You are attached to the frickin' dock, and you can't leave.
Oh.
You're
Okay.
pretending. So, you go on watch from 6 to 10, then you're off from 10 to 2, you're napping, eating, cleaning, whatever. Go back on watch from 2 to 6, whatever. And then you see, like, the workers are, like, just walking off the dock and going home. Then they'll be back in the morning. So, taking the ADD, when you're in the middle of the ocean, you can't get off. We were
Yeah.
still bored, and we couldn't leave for 2 days. That was bad.
Well, I feel like we're equal at this point.
All right.
I feel like we've.
You could go in the military for 40 years and we still wouldn't be equal.
That's not true.
No, it's definitely true.
No, but I feel like we're both, Navy vets.
No, I'm a Navy veteran. You're just a seaman.
Are you gonna bring that joke back?
Hey, whatever it takes. The UFC is raising their pay-per-views.
I think they should lower it. I think the buzz of the UFC is a little tarnished. I think it's too many events, too frequent, not enough fighter development. I think they really should slow it down, either less frequent events, or they should lower the price to get more views and more.
They can't have less events because they have contracts. So they have X amount that has to be on ESPN. They need to do pay-per-views to make the money. Even though I don't know if they make as much money at the crowds, even though it's in the millions, than the streams. But what I thought was funny, and it's funny, that's all I can say. I'm not agreeing with it. I just think it's funny.
Okay.
When people responded, they go, like we care. We've been stealing the stream since 1990.
It's true.
It's just funny.
Yeah. I mean, it's just part of life. I mean, I'm sure back in your day, you guys split cable and probably had one cable coming down the street and you spliced off, and
No.
you and your 3 neighbors,
Yes.
known as your kids, probably shared one feed. Was that you?
No.
No. Weren't you guys part of that cord cutter whole thing?
No. What's cord cut?
Cord cutter was your sponsor on the show. Alex used to do the commercial for it. And they got rid of cable and like streaming services.
Well, but streaming services are not stealing.
It was back when it first came out.
I think you're mistaken.
You don't think so?
I think you've mistaken me for somebody else. What's going on with these the wing deal you're doing?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I'll be honest. We used to have we had a really good lunch crowd at Twitter Pizza 2 when the radio show was going on. So from 2 to 4, people would come, and it was very similar to like the press box. It would be people come and eat, and it was great because it created a backdrop and of a live studio audience. But here at the Racket Club, because we're not in like public, it's like a private club, it's quiet. There's no leagues during this time of day. The kids aren't here yet because the private lessons don't start till later in the afternoon when school's out. So, it's really a way to drum up a live studio audience again, kind of like what you used to at the press box when you did the show for 35 years or 19 years from the press box. So that's it. So we're going to do like a hot spicy wing Wednesday challenge. And get hot sauces and make our own hot sauces and have people bring in their hot sauce to try to, burn us up, man. Like,
Is that legal though? You're going to allow people to bring in something they make,
yeah,
and then you're going to give it to somebody else?
sure. I'll tell you who cannot participate in this challenge.
My grandfather.
No. So you're from Pinellas Park area of St. Pete. There was a place on 66th and Park that was called Taste of Punjab. And I went in confident that I would eat spiciest food possible. So I said, do not make it Americanized. Do not make this watered down. I want what the chef eats. What he eats, I eat. So I got a shrimp curry. The waitress, oh, are you sure? Are you serious? And I, yes, give it to me. So I'm with my wife. I bring it, and they come out, and this maroon salsa is so hot that everybody's gasping for air because, like, as they walk through the dining room with it to serve me, people are choking on the fumes, right? Then all of a sudden, the guy with a turban comes out from the back of the kitchen, and just like your grandfather, wanted to watch me eat this food. I take 3 bites, and I'm like, it's not so bad. But then it kicked in.
Right.
And then every orifice I had in my body was leaking. My eyes, my nose, my mouth, like my ears, everything was leaking. So then to save face, I'm taking like sugar and I'm dumping it on my tongue. I'm like trying to take the right to, rice pudding, like I'm pouring it in my mouth. And I push everything around, like a huge dent in the middle of the plate to look like I ate some of it. And then I asked for a to-go box politely. I walked straight to the dumpster, tossed it in, drove away, and I've never asked for anything authentic again. Not even my friendships are authentic because I'm so scarred
Oh
from
my God, that's funny.
Yeah. But if you have a hot sauce that you think can make me cry, then bring it.
There you have it. I'm going to bring this commercial break because I need a sip of soda after that song. that was pretty good. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Song.